Hey now, it is the Worst of the Riot podcast. I am Hudson, and the only reason I'm here is because of my own incompetence. Yes, I hate to break this to you, but the Riot did record an intro. I just accidentally deleted it and can't get it back. So because of my failure, depriving you of 1 to 5 minutes of Riot content that they no doubt worked tirelessly to create and craft so that it would entertain you, and instead you're getting this. Just me telling you about what is in the podcast, which, let's be clear, it's a great podcast. We're talking coffee, the Riot Coffee Blend. What would it be? We also get to Pickle Rick Pringles. That's a thing. Christmas laziness and the Game Awards. Ooh! Enjoy.
The definition of insanity is putting the riot on again and again and expecting a better result. It's the Worst of the Riot on Radio U.
Happy Friday, everybody.
Nikki, I believe you're leaving something out.
What?
Happy
Wow, it is Friday the 13th. It
Friday
is.
the 13th.
Oh my gosh, I totally forgot about that.
a Christmas Friday
Edition.
the 13th.
It's better somehow.
Krampus and what is he? Is it Black Pete or whatever? The other guy that helps Santa
And the European area.
they have, like, we just have Santa. They have, like, all kinds of people over there. We just brought the best with us.
They have some intense people that are actually created to scare you into behaving better.
Yeah.
We made ours nicer.
Yeah. And then Black Christmas opens today. See that one about it's Christmas break and members of the sorority are getting knocked off one by one.
Because they won't leave the house. They're going back in.
I see a 41% on Rotten Tomatoes. That release date makes more sense to me now. Like, hey, we're making a Christmas horror movie. December 13th. It's Friday the 13th. Oh, my gosh.
It really does. I feel like Friday the 13th was more like a September thing.
To me, it just feels like an October holiday.
Sure, but not today. But oh well, we can still enjoy our Friday and not be worried.
Yep. Yeah. I feel good. I will say yesterday I saw somebody I shared with a friend of mine. I loved it. It was, Jason, the hockey mask wearing mass murderer from the Friday the 13th franchise. It was a picture of him grocery shopping, and he was like, busy day tomorrow. Gotta stock up tonight.
That's why we have memes. That's why we have that stuff.
It was a great thing. So I was just like, this is so dumb. But yeah.
Perfect. It's just perfect.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
A Rotten Tomatoes score so high, they refuse to make it public. The Riot on Radio U.
So last night was the Game Awards, and I don't know, maybe we'll talk about winners later, but I feel like the big news coming out of last night really is that Microsoft unveiled the new Xbox last night.
They did? Like
Yeah.
unveiled, or just told you about it?
I mean, they didn't show everything, but they did give you a name. It's the Xbox Series X.
Yeah, I feel it could be a bit redundant. I mean, I already thought it was a Series X because it was an Xbox, but that's fine.
Well, right now I own an Xbox One X.
True.
So this is an Xbox Series X, which, I mean, guys, enough X's.
Well, we never understand usually for most things the naming anyways. You just develop like an okayness with it.
Yeah, whatever. So the Xbox Series X, Nikki, and the thing, they showed a picture of it. Like, this is what it's going to look like. It stands vertically. Mm-hmm. I don't know if they'll allow you to stack it horizontally. I don't know, but it's one of those things where it's like, and ladies and gentlemen, you now have a mini tower PC that's going to go in your living room.
Wow, it looks like a tower.
It's just a PC tower case. That's what it is.
I mean, it's smaller because you can see it. They prop it up, like with the controller and stuff. So you're getting somewhat of an idea on the size, but it's going up.
Yeah. It's interesting. It's like they decided they couldn't build out anymore, so they had to build up.
Well, I mean, yeah, everything's now like a hockey puck still, or, for like the Rokus and the Apple TVs and all that stuff.
I hadn't thought about it like that.
I'm sure it's going to develop to try to get smaller and smaller to fit more along those size.
So it's more of a, the footprint for it is smaller. Whatever. Looks fine. They say this may shock you, but they say it's the fastest, most powerful Xbox they've ever created.
I mean, it's the Series X. Of course they're going to say that.
I mean, of course it would be.
So when is it coming out?
It comes out holiday next year, and they say that it will launch with a brand new Halo game.
2020?
2020. Yeah, and so they're saying that the Xbox will launch with Halo Infinite, which, hey, cool. There it is.
If you want to see it, if you just look it up, you'll find it.
I don't think I'm going to get one. I think I'm going to...
It's early to say.
It is.
It's early to be on the record.
They'll have to say, but I'll tell you why. Because their thing now is that all of their first-party games, they also release on the PC. Mm-hmm. I have a PC.
You like playing games on the PC better.
So all of the games that I could play on the Xbox, I can also play on the PC that I already own. So there's that. It's iffy. But I feel like I'm probably going to have a PC and a PlayStation 5.
That'll be it.
I do think there's a good chance I'll do the PlayStation 5.
But again, let's not confirm.
It's early.
It's early to say it. Sometimes we go back and forth. We've got a lot of time. So we'll see what happens next Christmas.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we don't need... How does...
Right.
We'll
exactly.
If it's louder than it has to be and way worse than it has any right to be, it must be the worst of the riot. On Radio U.
Nikki, do you think that you and I live a minimalist lifestyle?
No, I wish I did more.
You can.
I can. I try, but I do have a lot of stuff.
Well, I was thinking, I was like, I saw a friend of mine tweet. They're like, minimalism is really helping me, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, minimalism.
What's your definition of that?
So I have 4 pairs of headphones. Now, each pair has a very specific function.
Mm-hmm. Like you need them.
Well,
yeah.
That I believe. The N word is something right there that I don't think you and I should be using.
Well, you use them. Maybe that's better.
I think you could argue that I need my work headphones. Like that, yes. Okay. But then I have a pair for working out, and then I have a pair for leisure.
And one more just
and then I have somehow managed to get an extra pair.
Just for backup?
Yeah. So
I think when you might think you live more of a minimalistic lifestyle, but then I forget the name of it, but there's a really good documentary I think it's still on Netflix about 2 guys that become minimalists.
Yeah.
And then you're down to like 2 shirts, a pair of pants, and like nothing else. Like that's when you really see how they live. That's a minimalistic lifestyle.
We should go home this weekend and we should
purge.
You know what we do? Like just one tub.
Of everything?
Yeah, you just get one plastic tub and you've got to like pull that much stuff out of your house. I think people would do that
more, but then it's hard to either sell it or just give it away.
I mean, I just put it in the landfill. Isn't that what you're supposed to do?
Now you're ruining a good thing.
Oh, okay.
You're supposed to share, give it out to people there's lots of free sites. So instead of maybe selling it on Craigslist, find one of the other free ones and then give it to someone who actually needs it.
This burden has trapped me. Please take this burden on yourself.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay. I should go home and look for stuff to give away. I mean, it's okay to keep things.
It is. But they say that we just have so much stuff. Like, what was the guy's trick or someone else's where in your closet, turn your hangers the opposite way you normally do. So
and then you only when you turn the shirt around.
Yeah, when you actually turn it around, you're going to see when you put your clothes back after you wear them, like what you actually end up wearing. And you'd be surprised. We all wear like the same 10 things, but we have like a ton of other clothes.
I recently converted to stacking shirts instead of hanging them.
Is it
that's
better?
Not going to work for me.
It's not going to work for you? Okay, well, we'll come up with something.
We can work on it. All right. Well, I just wanted to check in with my 4 headphones if I was minimalist or not.
It could be worse.
It seems like the answer is probably no.
You could have more. You could have more than 4.
There's a 5th pair out there somewhere, just waiting for you to pick them up.
I'm sure if you look in your house and look for the old wired ones, I'm sure you have more than 4.
You're probably right.
Wow. Not only are you already awake, but you're listening to The Riot? Your day is off to a pretty rough start. The Riot on Radio U.
I mean, this is a little whiny, but gosh, why is it so expensive to rent a digital movie?
I went, because they're having a sale, so they jack it up.
So, okay, there's a sale. It's 50% off to rent a movie. If I want to rent it in 4K, it's $8.
So is it 50% off of the $8 or is the $8 half off?
Man, I really hope so, because if it's not, then we're really out of our minds.
Yeah, you're pricing it where you should just buy it.
Okay, so just tell me, don't you think that's a lot?
I never
An
$8
rental?
I never do a rental, a digital rental, unless it's like 99 cents.
Okay.
You can wait. We can wait it out.
Well, real talk, for $8, if you hang out a little bit, it'll be $10 to buy it.
But if you are talking a 4K, then that will be a little bit more than that.
No.
Maybe we'll say...
I don't accept that.
Well, it's not going to be 99 cents for a 4K rental. You're going to have to wait a few more years.
Well, they
Maybe
need to
next
get...
Christmas.
You know what? I'll tell you what. Over on the iTunes store, I don't think they have any rentals that are more than $5.99, and you just get what you get. So, like, if it's available...
you don't...
Throw a fit.
Throw a fit.
So it's available in 4K, you get it in 4K.
Gotcha.
If it's only available in, I don't know, standard definition, somebody tells you about it because you can't actually see it. That's what you get.
It is that old of a movie.
It's just a voiceover of someone explaining to you what's happening.
It's a flip book that they send to you.
That's what you get. It is what it is.
That's the quality you're going to expect.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know.
Why even at that point? It's ridiculous, but I'm like, I don't even need this coupon. Just forget it. I'm out.
You're going to go to another.
Even at 50% off and it's a $4 rental, I'm just like, forget it.
All right, so you're passing on that then?
I am.
Okay.
I am. I'm passing. They can keep it.
You were so excited, too.
I was.
Half off rentals.
Now, here's where it gets dumb. If it had been $6 and it was a $3 rental, I would go for it.
As a
but
principal?
I'm so incensed that it's an extra $1.
How dare they?
Yeah. And there's one other thing I should tell you guys. Every time I rent something, I only ever see half of it.
If that at all. Sometimes you don't even watch it.
And those Apple 99-cent rentals, those are the worst.
They get you?
Well, yeah, because I'm just like, 99 cents, I want to see that. And then what happens is I never see it. So...
Well, close out the window. It never happened. You were never looking at them.
We never even had this conversation.
Don't let it bother you.
They even make morning people want to reach for the snooze button. It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
I know what you're thinking to yourself. Pepsi is trash. I know. I think it every morning when I wake up. It's like,
the first thing you think about.
I just roll out of bed and I'm like, I'm so tired. Pepsi is trash. What are we doing today?
Some people tell you, like, when you wake up, let's have some positive thoughts and really try to get your mind ready for the day. And that's what you do.
Nikki, sometimes you have to focus on the truth.
Are those your positive thoughts?
Well, I mean, it's me. I like to start my day with a dose of truth. And so I roll over and I just think Pepsi is trash. And it's like, yes, I am a seeker of the truth. This is truth.
What brings along those thoughts today?
Well, Pepsi says that in April of next year, April Fools, nobody wants more Pepsi, they're going to debut their brand new Pepsi Cafe.
Is it the coffee one?
It is. So
was it Coke who did the coffee one?
They did?
Or was that the thing we tried in Japan a few years ago? Coffee
might have been. I think they did Coke. I think we did try the Japanese one, but I think there was also an American one.
Because soda and coffee has been more popular in Japan, and they had a version there before we started to think like, hey, do I want soda this morning or do I want coffee? And then someone's like, well, why don't we just have both?
Trick question.
Put it together.
And we had Hudson come in. Remember, he brewed us some coffee
Tried to make
with
like
soda.
Like a bootleg version of it.
That was interesting. It was definitely different. Well, they say that, here we go, Pepsi Cafe, cola with coffee. They'll have original and vanilla.
Ooh, vanilla could be, well, with Coke.
Trash?
No, the vanilla with Coke could be good.
Okay.
If you did that.
So,
just not a Pepsi person.
Pepsi Cafe Original leads with cola flavor and has a subtle but unmistakable
bitter
coffee finish.
Aftertaste.
Mm-hmm. So they are advertising the aftertaste.
Just letting you know ahead of time.
Perfect.
I kind of would want the coffee first.
Yeah.
Meaning the taste of it, but... So that'll be next April. If you are a fan of Pepsi and you love coffee and you just really wish that you didn't have to make your own combination yourself and that they would do it, they'll come out with a cafe line.
Okay, Nikki, what I'm looking at here is that Coke plus coffee is not available in the United States.
It was only still Japan?
It's available in 25 international markets, but not here in the United States.
Someone sent us some.
Yeah, they did.
And it was better.
Yeah, it was good. But I mean, Coke is its base, so that's a good place to start.
If not, we could just have one or the other. Alternate. You don't have to put them together.
Yeah. To get that real Pepsi is trash sensation, you just brew coffee and you throw away the grounds, and then you eat the grounds out of the trash can. It's like, wow, look, I'm having the Pepsi
Made
Cafe.
your own. Well,
look at that.
Such wonderful words about that.
You know, Nikki, like I said,
You're a truth. You bring the truth.
Start your day with truth and surround yourself with truth tellers. Okay?
We don't need to lie to you guys. You know.
Come on.
Maybe the riot would sound better if they spent less time improving their lives at their gym. That was sarcasm. It's the riot on Radio U.
So this morning I needed some help. It's interpersonal stuff, you know. Like, I needed God to help me out this morning. And I will have you know that, like, I've had a relationship with God for a long time. Like, I've been doing this for a while. And my first thought was, you can't ask him for that. Like, you can't ask for help because I'm not making this up. I was like, you just don't deserve it. Like, you haven't been, like, you know, who are you to come and ask God for help? Because, like, you haven't really been pulling your weight this week. You know, you haven't really been good enough. And I stood there and here's what's even worse. I was like, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Probably your brain's agreeing with you.
Yeah, it's like, you're right. We haven't really pulled our weight this week. Probably shouldn't be asking whatever. And it's that moment where I had to say to myself, whoa, wait. No, it doesn't work that way. I want you to know that just like there are days when I think to myself, I'm not good enough. I don't deserve help. I don't deserve to have God in my life. It doesn't matter. Do you know it doesn't matter how I feel and whatever? And I think we could all probably make a pretty good case for not deserving God's love or God's help. But here's what you've got to remember is that it's not about what we have done and it's not about who we are. It's about who God is. See, God loves you and me. Christmas is about that. Christmas is about what Jesus did for you and me so that we can have a relationship with God. And I just want you to know that no matter how you feel today, you want to talk about starting the day with truth. Pepsi is trash, and God loves you very much. And
two important things to remember today.
And it doesn't matter what you've done, the mistakes you've made. There's forgiveness for that. It doesn't matter whether or not this week you've been the best version of yourself, living your best life. God's not ready to beat you down. He loves you, and he does want to be there for you today, whatever it is that you're facing today. I don't know. I mean, I know what I'm doing today, but I don't know what you're doing. God knows. He's been with both of us since before we woke up. And if you don't have a relationship with him, go ahead. Just say, Jesus, I want you in my life. I want you to fill me with your spirit. I want you to be with me. I want to experience your love. It's that simple to start a relationship with him. And look, if you already have one and you feel like, hey, I'm not cutting it this week, I'm not whatever, just know that it's okay, that you are loved, and you can absolutely talk to God this morning no matter what.
Everything you love about the riot, plus a handy-dandy fast-forward option. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Nikki and I are 6 days out from the riot's ugly Christmas sweater party.
You got to throw in Christmas.
I tell you, like, I've written this so many places, so many times, and every time I write ugly sweater Christmas party instead of ugly Christmas sweater party.
It should be that way.
It's like I want to say ugly sweater. I think it's because I want it to be a Christmas party.
Sure, but we're doing our ugly Christmas sweaters. So next Thursday night, you can watch as we enjoy our Christmas party.
Yep.
And that'll be at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. And it's not on air on Radio U. You'll actually watch through our Facebook pages at Radio U or Radio U Riot. So you can see us host a special evening show.
We'll have to figure out where we want to do it. Last time we did it in here.
Yeah, I think it'd be fun. We got trees over there, and I think it'd be a little bit more fun.
Yeah. And easier because we don't have to drag the tree in there and then bring it back.
It's probably going to be less work. I think we're comfortable in our studio.
I think I'm going to sleep here too.
That night?
Yeah, I'm just going to pull up a cot. I'm finally doing it, guys. I'm moving in.
You're moving
It
just makes it easier. Probably if more companies had, not dorms, but like apartments or something, it might be better.
It'll be just like it was back in the coal mine. We could have a coal town.
That's not how it is here.
We'll have a radio town.
Nope.
And, you can just go in there and we'll get you a good discount on somewhere to live there, Obadiah.
No, I don't think we were looking at that. Just more like a loft or just an apartment, a studio apartment.
Nothing too big. Hey, what about that storage space where we keep some of our promotional stuff?
Oh, the upper decker one?
Man.
You're not allowed up there.
Who says who?
Says, is it like OSHA or whatever? Like the rules?
I've been up there a million times.
Did you wear your harness? He wore his harness to get up there.
We have to wear a harness to go up there?
You're supposed to.
That's news.
Anytime you go up, anywhere.
Oh, no. I don't mean in the grid. I mean...
No, I'm talking even back there, too. You're supposed to be extra careful.
So is that why I never get asked to go get something from there anymore?
Pretty much. If something goes up there, no one's supposed to go and get it.
That's so funny. I
you
did
would
not
do
know
better
that.
to throw and hurl it up there than to try to get up there yourself.
Shut up. I will say, every time I have to go up there and get something, which it's been a long time, I was always terrified. So...
Someone was like, we have this long rack of chairs. And they were like, let's store them up there. And it's like, how do you think we're going to be able to get this up there?
Didn't they used to be up there?
I don't know, but they're down here now because you're not supposed to go up there.
I'm telling you guys that because you're not supposed to go up there, perfect place for
now
my little apartment.
No one will know you're living up there.
No one would know. I would just go up there and as long as I stay quiet when somebody comes in.
And it stays cold back there.
I know.
Nice and cold.
You know what? I'll get a little space here in case I need it. I just need electricity up there for I'd maybe plug my tablet in or something.
Just something fun. You just run an extension cord.
The only morning show brave enough to say that Chicken McNuggets are part of a balanced breakfast. The Riot on Radio U.
When asked what I want for Christmas, it's simple. I want to be lazy. Like, when Santa brings me a bag of stuff, all that needs to be in there is like a written note that says, you're excused from all activity for the next week.
So kind of like those coupon books. Did you ever give those to your mom when you were little?
It's good for a hug.
I just want a nap and leave me alone.
That's what I want.
Okay.
I just want nothing for a while. I want to be able to, watch a movie, play a game, the stuff that sometimes we take for granted. I haven't been taking that for granted. I want to go take it for granted for a while. That's what I want to do. That's what I'm looking for. And the scientists, Nikki, at the University of Liverpool have decided to let me know that it's probably killing me.
You think so? It's not helping you because then you're relaxing and then you're less stressed?
No. Here's what they say. If you take a period of 2 weeks, which I'm only taking one, but if you had 2 weeks in which you had extreme inactivity, which they're calling less than 1,500 steps per day.
Well, I think you're going to do more than that, but let's just play along and say that's what we would do.
Less than 1,500 steps per day. What they found was that it was enough to cause what they call long-lasting damage.
Like what? Muscle?
They say that you lose muscle mass, bone strength, heart and lung efficiency.
Oh, no.
From 2 weeks of laying around. The thing is, though, here's what they don't at any point mention, is that once you go back to the activity, your bones will get stronger, your heart will pick back up.
No, you don't want to, I don't think we want to roll that dice, but if it just means during your 2 weeks or 1 week of inactivity, maybe you take a walk around the room or something. Like, don't be completely inactive.
Actually, if you want to know the truth, and this is I'm sorry to bring it up, but this is a depression thing. I can't lay around all day.
Sure.
If I do that, I will fall into a funk, especially if I do that for let's say 2 days. Oh no, very bad. So, I hate admitting this. Every day during my vacation, I will get up and run 2 to 3 miles in the morning. So
you can still have your leave me alone time.
Yes.
But you went ahead and did something, and you're more than 1,500 steps.
Yeah, I have to start with that. And then for the rest of the day, I can go ahead and be King Lazy of the SS Don't Talk to Me.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Pull the boat on in.
No big deal.
Everybody's ready.
No big deal, Nikki. Here I come.
No one's bothering you.
Here I come.
As long as, so what we're learning from this is as long as you clock in more than 1,500 steps a day, you're fine.
It technically doesn't say that, but I feel
That's the shoot for.
I feel good drawing that conclusion.
I think so, too.
I feel good drawing that conclusion.
So I don't know if that's the conclusion they wanted us to take from
Maybe
it.
not. Maybe not.
They probably want us to be super worried and like, well, we need way more than that. We just need that.
I just need that.
So count your steps and
Look
you'll
at
be
this
good.
face. This is not a worried face. This is not my worried face.
You should be fine.
It was bad enough the first time around, but now it's worse. Don't believe us? Just keep listening. You'll find out soon enough. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
So, Nikki, last night the Game Awards happened.
I saw a little bit of it was trending.
Yeah, I saw it trending, and man, like my Twitter feed this morning, that's all there is.
Paid for it to trend, but whatever. Was it an organic trend? I don't know.
You know what? It's hard for me to know because, of course, my social media looks a certain way.
It would trend, yeah.
And so, of course, it would trend for me personally. So I don't know overall.
If they're pushing it at me, that's probably not naturally happening.
So Game of the Year, the nominees for Game of the Year were Control, Death Stranding, Resident Evil 2, the remake, Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and The Outer Worlds. Now, don't get too mad at me, guys, but to me, that feels like we didn't have like the best year.
As many more high-profile games?
I guess the way to say it is that a lot of games that did not speak to me personally.
But it's like the Oscars. I mean, maybe that's just how every award show is.
No. Like with games, it's more that like this year I've played Control, Resident Evil 2, The Outer Worlds, and Smash. So that's 4 out of 6. I never played, but the winner, which I haven't played, is Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice.
What would you have put?
If I were to pick my own personal game of the year, like
not even on the list.
Do I have to choose as a critic, or do I just choose what was my personal game of the year?
As an Obi from Obadiah Plays.
The Division 2.
The Division 2.
I loved it so much. Like I just
did that have commercial success?
Not really. Like it did okay. But there are plenty of reasons to say that it's not great, and I get all that, but I didn't have anything this year that I had more fun with than that game. I had so much fun with that.
Did it win any awards?
I don't know. Action Game of the Year went to Devil May Cry 5. Independent Game of the Year, Disco Elysium, which I've heard is actually really good. Art Direction went to Control. Oh man, let me just talk about that game is amazing looking.
So it deserves that.
Oh, it does. Like it's fantastic. Audio design went to Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Community support went to Destiny 2. Content Creator of the Year went to Shroud. Esports Coach of the Year, Zonic. Esports Event.
Coach Sonic won?
Yeah, wow, you know how it is. Esports Host winner went to. I don't know. Like I really don't have that. And let's see, anything else? Family Game of the Year, Luigi's Mansion 3.
All right. There's the awards for the gaming awards yesterday.
Yeah, there's so many more awards that we're just not going to get into.
I mean, it wasn't on broadcast. It was like on Twitch and YouTube and stuff, so they could make it a little bit longer. Everybody can get an award.
The last thing I'll give you is Mobile Game of the Year. So these are phone games, right? What the Golf, Sky Children of Light, Sayonara Wild Hearts, Grindstone, and Call of Duty Mobile. Those were the 5 nominees, and Call of Duty won.
Not surprised.
Yeah. What the Golf, I hear, is great, but I haven't played it.
It's a golf game. How come?
It's not a golf game like you think it is.
Not your style?
No, but I did find a golf game that I have been playing that's a lot of fun, and I don't have it pulled up, so I can't tell you what it is.
Just whenever you want to. No hurry.
Just trust me that I like it.
Okay, and feel free to text if you're like, I love golf games too, and then Obi can tell you.
Me too!
Me too. You guys, first off, you guys can be friends then, because he really loves them.
It's so weird. I don't know why.
Doesn't like to golf, but he likes the games.
I do.
In case you're wondering, yes, we do get complaints.
They have gone too far. This time, they are going to be held accountable.
You're listening to The Riot on Radio U.
You know, Nikki and I have a couple of food blogs that we like to look at. There's one called The Takeout. There's another one called Food Beast. And
just, every so many days, see what's up on the food world.
And I don't necessarily want to sell other people's merch to you, especially when you think about the fact that at shop.radiou.com, if you wanted Radio U branded merch, your best chance of getting that in time for Christmas would be to order it before December 18th.
You have till next Thursday if you want to get that around, before Christmas time. If not, check out shop.radiou.com anytime and see what you can get.
But I just want to give the guys at Food Beast a high five because they have come up with something that I think is beautiful.
Which one?
They have come up with what they call the ketchup mug.
Oh, is that? I was wondering if you would like that.
Did you
I didn't know that was theirs. I didn't catch that.
Yeah, it is. Well, I had to look at it because I was like,
what mug is this? The show as a whole, we are up for any new reusable mugs, tumblers, all that stuff. We love that stuff.
Yeah, and here we have. When looking at it, on the one hand, it's like, oh, it's just a coffee mug. And I get it. I know why you're saying that. But it's labeled a mug for ketchup. And then it's got a ketchup bottle on it. And
So are you supposed to fill the whole thing up with ketchup? That's a lot of ketchup.
Oh, yeah.
Which you used to get a lot more.
I don't do ketchup like I used to.
And it used to be like, wow.
There actually was a period of time in my life when the amount of ketchup I consumed was absurd.
Yeah.
Absurd.
So if you're like that, this is actually a really cute idea. Or I guess you could probably just use any mug.
You could.
Doesn't have to be branded for it.
But I appreciate the good people that saw a need.
It's understanding.
And they wanted to meet that need.
What if, though, the mug for ketchup is a lie and it's just inside, it doesn't go as deep like a normal coffee mug?
Actually, that wouldn't be so bad because that would make it into something where it's like, okay, this is a reasonable mug for ketchup.
I kind of like half and half where you could still put some French fries on one side and then ketchup on the other side.
Not a bad idea. So you're saying like something down the middle?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I'll just tell you from a merch company perspective, we're going to have to pay way more for that.
They're not going to do that.
It's especially
they just basically made a mug.
They did.
They just made
Which
a mug.
You probably can pick up on, like, what is that website where if you just put a design, they'll print it on a mug?
Oh, like the Cafe Press
Cafe
stuff?
Press, yeah.
You can just make your own.
Yeah. Those fries look good, though.
If you look on Amazon, there's all those probably pretty cheap, like if you eat a lot of fast food and stuff in your car during like lunchtime, there's a lot of hacks and items that can like hold the French fries and do this and do that. And you can have like a table with your steering wheel. So I feel like this kind of fits nicely in that.
But where do you get a ketchup cup? Come on.
You can have a ketchup cup.
Yeah! You were one of the lucky few who missed the riot when they were live. Yet here you are.
I also like to live dangerously.
This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Pringles fans, raise your hand. I said, Pringles fans, raise your hands.
I mean, if it's there, certain flavors, and then they've been really into this year trying to get us to stack flavors. Like they did that big sort of ad campaign.
You know, that's all they have.
Where they're like, well, you want to have something that tastes like this. You take this Pringle and that and put it in your mouth at the same time, and you get the flavor. So they tried to make it more fun.
Let me read you a sentence from the people at Pringles, the senior director of marketing, and tell me if you get excited. We want to do something completely new for the brand for the big 2020 big game.
So for the Super Bowl?
Oh, you can't call it that.
Well, yeah, they can't with that. They'll say the big game.
Just the idea of like, hey, I want to tell you about some exciting things about our brand for the big game.
So they are partnering with Adult Swim.
They are.
And Rick and Morty.
They're bringing you Pickle Rick, Pickle Pringles.
Special edition. So basically there's the Pickle Rick episode of Rick and Morty, which people know, and that's that. So the Pringles had a dill pickle flavor already, but this one will have a completely different wrap around it, and it'll be a special packaging.
Yeah. And let's see, there was something else about it.
They're supposed to do a commercial during the Super Bowl, so that'll be on Super Bowl Sunday with a special 30-second ad that will have the theme around Rick and Morty during the second quarter of the game.
So there you go. You can have pickles, something I don't like.
What was the thing? Was it the sauce? It was the Szechuan sauce, right? From McDonald's. Was that the thing that Rick and Morty fans kind of went crazy over a few years ago?
Yeah, because it was like a sauce from a long time ago, and it must have been in an episode. I still have not seen all of Rick and Morty.
It was in an episode, and then McDonald's was like, yeah, we're doing a limited release of it, but it was too limited. Each store was like, here's our 2 packets. And so people got really mad, and then I think it was a year later they released it in a bigger scale, but it was something that people were kind of mad at with them.
Yeah. Well, Rick and Morty fans, rejoice. If you, on the other hand, are just looking for some pickled Pringles,
they're already out. That's already been a thing.
Is it?
Yeah, that's what they were saying. They already have a pickle flavor.
Yeah, but it doesn't have Pickle Rick's face on it.
This is just marketed different, and they're not saying if this will be a limited release or how long, but you assume it won't last too long.
Yeah. So in other words, you better move on that, because if you think things got a little ugly at McDonald's, they might get a little ugly down at the Target.
Well, that's what they want you to think. They want Rick and Morty fans to be like, I have to have this can.
I gotta have a Pringle, man.
I don't know if it has the same drive as the Szechuan sauce thing did.
Once you pop, you can't stop.
So we'll see what happens.
I gave during the last fundraiser, and all I got was this crappy morning show. This is The Riot on listener-supported Radio U.
I continue to be amazed at the escalating price of smartphones. It's amazing to me. Now, let's be clear. I love phones, and I would really like a very fancy one.
But you're comfortable going low.
I'm alive. I've got the...
You have something that works, and that's fine.
I have the Motorola Moto G6, which I purchased from Costco for $150.
Have you had it for 1 or 2 years?
Probably...
Where are we at on that?
I'll tell you what, we are past the year mark.
Okay.
I'm at about 15 months because I want to say it was like August, September of last year. So like of 18 that I ended up with this phone. And there are some problems. Like if you have the Wi-Fi on, the Bluetooth doesn't work as well.
Just little things.
Well, but these are problems that have developed the more it's gotten updates, where it's like,
worse.
I don't know what the heck they're doing to the thing, but in general, I'm surprised at the level of performance I got for the price point.
But basically, though, I think with most people, if your phone is not as expensive, normally it's the camera that is. It's same thing with if you have an older phone.
Yeah. Samsung released a phone this year that costs $2,000.
$2,000. All right.
$2,000.
What are we getting?
Do you guys understand that is like 13, 14, 15 times more expensive than my phone?
Yeah.
More than that. Almost 20 times.
I think what also is
18,
a factor in that
19.
is now your carriers are just like, no, it's just included in your monthly price and you're renting the phone. And so you're not... Like you're paying more each month, but you're not paying the entire $2,000.
Because you're leasing it.
Yes, exactly, because you're leasing it.
It's a lease, Nikki. Come on. It's like a car.
It's an expensive one.
Yeah, well, Samsung's $2,000 Galaxy Fold, they just announced that they just sold their 1 millionth of those.
Really, that many?
Yeah. Now, Nikki, what's 1 million times 2,000?
I'm not doing any math in front of everybody. Dude, I'm not doing it. Not doing it. Not doing it. I know. I'm not doing it.
It's $2 billion.
Thank you. Yeah, still not doing it.
$2 billion. Think about that.
What do they count? Returns or like?
Well, I don't have a.
Is this how many
No,
actually
this
are in
is
people's?
sell-through, though. This is not like
It's
they're
not like it's
stacked
sitting
in
in
a
a
store
store.
somewhere. No, they have sold 1 million phones.
So which country's getting these things?
I
I just
don't know.
haven't heard much here.
Somebody. So they say that in 2020 they'll sell, like their sales forecast, cloudy with a chance of sales, 6 million is how many they think they'll sell
Of
next year.
the Galaxy Fold?
Of the Galaxy Fold.
I wonder what the price is of how much it actually costs. Man, you'd be dying.
How much does it cost to make it?
Yes, you just so want to know, like even for our iPhones, how much does it actually cost to make it compared to what they're selling it to us for?
I would say this, more than you think, but not as much as it should.
Right.
So it's
I'm
not.
thinking under 500.
I'll bet it costs more than $50 to make your phone.
Yes, but it's nowhere near $2,000.
That's what I'm thinking. So,
Well, good for them. I'm glad it seems at least like it's doing well.
in the meantime, me and old Bessie here.
Does your phone fold? If it does, then it's an issue. It's not like officially folds.
Yeah, I was actually going to say, like, if my phone folds, that's not a good
then
thing.
you get a new one.
Yeah.
You're going to have to get a new one.
That's how
Your
that
phone
works.
is great. It's all you need it for. You don't want anything more. You want to be bogged down by the pressure of having a $2,000 phone, do you?
No.
You know
It's
how
like
many
having
times I drop my phone and how scared you get?
It's the reason why, as a man, I don't want an engagement ring. I don't want somebody trying to steal it.
Don't.
So I just, in my new minimalist lifestyle, dairy-free minimalism, cheap phones.
It really actually works well.
Man, paving the road, paving the way for all of us.
The Riot really wanted to do this live, but now they can play video games and eat rice cakes instead. This is the worst of the Riot podcast.
Nikki and I use this show, this platform, to constantly trash talk brands, stores, and people. If you had any idea how many times I have to say to Nikki off air, Nikki, now that's not what the riot's for, and we're gonna have to find something else.
Because I don't want to be as mean.
Because like you're pushing it a little bit, and so we got to bring it back to the middle. Bring it back to the middle. Come on.
If it's something that we feel we should talk about, that probably means we really don't like it.
Yeah. So here's what I thought yesterday. I had an experience, and I thought, you know what? I only talk about the bad experiences. I should talk about a good one. The negative?
Coming up next. So what did you have that was good?
This was good, Nikki. Okay, you'll recall that I bought a pair of Power Beats 3 headphones.
You did?
And I was dissatisfied with them.
Yeah.
And I didn't want them anymore. So I put them back in their packaging.
And you wrapped them all snugly up.
And I took them to Best Buy, where I did not have a receipt. I had purchased them online. And so I had forgotten to print out my online whatever. The guy, I waited in no line. Mm-hmm. I got to the front there because there was no line. And so he just looked it up with my phone number.
Hey!
And he refunded my money. No questions asked. The entire time took less than 5 minutes. And it was easy, friendly.
No drama.
No drama.
No negative.
No yelling.
No, like, but sir.
But it says on the website that I can. Your return policy says that you will. Like, none of that.
Well, look at that. You actually had a pleasant experience.
I just returned it.
Sometimes Obi doesn't have that. It's just a thing.
And I walked out and I thought, you know what?
You had a good thing.
I should say something.
Good.
We don't normally say something about the good things. I just come in and tell you, about all the things.
It's a roll of the dice. It depends on the person that's why you should go up with a smile and not like a fake one, but just a genuine, hey, how are you? Here's what we're trying to do today.
Yeah, but it's not the same.
Can we please make this happen without any stress? Okay, I'm going to hand you the item now.
Nikki's saying that because, like, for example, Nikki's like, we're talking about going to the gym, and she's telling me about the conversations she has with the people that scan her in at the gym. They don't talk to me.
They just ignore you.
They don't talk. The one guy, I've actually tried talking to him, and he won't talk to me. He just stares at his phone while he scans my card.
You got to go in with a smile.
What, do you think I'm frowning?
No, I don't think you are, actually.
So, no, I just, you know what, Nikki? I'm not a cute girl.
You just go in, and you're like, a little giggle. Just a little giggle. Like, hello. Hi. I can't scan myself in. Will you please help me?
I need a big, strong man to help me get my key ring out to scan
use my
it.
Phone.
See how we went to negative right away?
I
went right back to negative.
Well, I'm actually super excited because no one needs any extra negative this season.
I just wanted to say that I had a good experience. I don't want it to be all about the bad. There was good. Because here at the riot, nobody has to be in the negative.
About 80-20. So 80 negative, 20 good.
Hey, so what do you think of Obadiah?
The truth is, he's not a very nice person.
Okay, well, what about Nikki?
The very best there is.
You're listening to The Riot on Radio U.
Every year we cycle through a lot of the same stories. I don't know if you guys have noticed. They're cyclical. It's like somebody at the news place is like, all right, it's November. What do we got here?
Well, December, we'll get the year-end things. They're prepping you for all the January, the traditional, new you, better you sort of stuff.
Blah, 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 whatever's. So here I got another one for you, Nikki. And I swear to you, we tell this story every year. I've got an article here from, the International Coffee Organization. They say that in 2020, demand for coffee will outstrip supply.
They say that every year.
They say it
absolutely say it every
single year. So next year, we're going to run out of coffee.
I don't know if that means like the gourmet coffee, the ones we're not buying or something, but I still feel like our everyday coffee is going to be just fine.
Yeah.
But they do say that there's always such a demand, and they just can't come up and fill up the demand.
So they say that there will be a global deficit of 502,000 bags of coffee.
So what do they want us to do?
I don't know.
Wait, hands up. Some people need to stop drinking coffee starting January then. So that's what you have to do.
Not me.
It's not going to be you. Well, others I'm sure will. A lot of people give up coffee for January.
I'm not stopping.
So you stay in.
Like this right here, this show, I'm going to need coffee.
That's true.
I just am, and I don't feel bad about it. It's not wrong that I'm going to need coffee.
Do they want us to do this so that you go and buy a whole bunch? Are they trying to create a demand for it?
I feel like the only thing I think is they just want clicks, because come on. We're not going to run out of coffee. And I already hear somebody be like, and that's the attitude which leads to us running out of coffee.
And then you wish you would have done something back when you started hearing about it.
You'll be so sorry about what you did.
We have heard this every year for several years.
It's real, dude. It is real.
I don't know if they're just lying or what, but it's hard to keep believing what they're saying.
I don't know, but you know what? All of this talk about coffee makes me want to go get some more.
Just go top off your cup. Just go bring that all in there.
I'm out. I got to make some more.
Using advanced technology, we've digitized and transcoded Obadiah and Nikki into a purely digital format. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Nikki, how many cars would you say you need to have to be happy?
To be happy?
Yeah.
One really good one.
Oh, just one?
Just one.
Like,
what
about like a car for a different day of the week?
No, and I never felt the need. Like some people have like what they call like a weekend car, which is like a more sporty car.
Right.
But just give me a nice, more smaller SUV size. Doesn't have to go too crazy.
Okay.
Not too big, but I'll take it and I'll be good.
Then I guess Thunder Ridge isn't for you.
Probably not. What is Thunder Ridge?
Thunder Ridge is a very nice house. It's a property that's on sale in Colorado, Nikki, and part of its appeal is that it has a 100-car garage.
Oh, what would you... Well, I know what you would do that. You'd put in the 100 cars.
You put cars in it.
Wow, that's a lot.
Can you think of 100 cars that you want right now?
No, but I'm not a...
Can you think of 10?
No. That I would actually want? I mean, because then I start thinking, well, what about the insurance? And, what would you do? And... Really, that's being wasteful.
Well, you know how it is.
That's pretty wasteful, but what a property that must be.
Well, I mean, it's wasteful, but by purchasing each one of those cars, you've created jobs.
Am I in a big enough area where...
You're literally putting money in the economy.
But you know how some people rent out their garage space? Like maybe I could rent out some of the garages.
I think when you buy Thunder Ridge, you're not interested in renting out.
Yeah, I know, but just for the cars.
Space, yeah. So other things they have inside Thunder Ridge, which this house looks amazing, is a swimming pool that's like an indoor-outdoor swimming pool.
Oh, I would love...
Isn't
now,
that
bring
awesome?
that on.
You
can
swim under the thing, and you're outside now, and then you're inside, and then you're outside.
I would love that.
And then, just to show you how perfect it is for the riot, room for our 100 cars between the two of us.
I'm sure we could come up with something.
Yeah, and then we got the inside-outside pool, which we both love.
Yeah.
And then, Nikki, let's not forget about the home theater they have.
Yeah.
That is designed to look like the bridge of the Enterprise.
Well, we'll have to do some remodeling when we get in.
Oh, you're not touching that room. That's mine.
Whoever buys it will be touching that room, just to let you know.
You know what? I think it's part of the appeal.
Everybody likes to change things up when you move in.
Here's what you have to understand, Nikki. I'm not the only person that likes Star Trek.
I know, but would that
there are people out there that would buy this and love it.
You're supposed to make your house not be so personal, and I don't know if that theater is.
Whoa. The house has a fully equipped hairdressing salon.
That'd be nice.
Look at that. They come to you.
They come to your hair. And they can pull in the garage because there's space.
There's room.
There's totally space.
There's room.
And how much is this house?
It doesn't matter.
Is it that much money, or I gotta have a goal?
This closet is insane. It's not a closet. It's like a locker room for your clothes.
It's bigger than most people places.
Wow, it's like $30 million.
Oh, that's expensive. Not the worst. I thought you were gonna say more. But
like we've seen worse.
Chuck texted and he said his old boss used to have a lot of cars and he hired a mechanic just to take care of all the cars.
Wow.
That'd be a lot.
Look at you. Again, you're creating jobs.
Jake said, I love Star Trek. I'd buy it just for the bridge.
See, there you go.
There's one person. You guys all put your money together and we can all stay in the house.
You know, well, that's the thing. Yeah. Like, it's so big. We
No
can
one
all
needs
just,
even-
like, have our space.
You wouldn't bother each other.
No, you wouldn't even know I was there. And what you just would go down and be like, oh, wait, there's only 99 cars. I think Obadiah left.
I wouldn't know.
That's it.
Lisa said Thunder Ridge had to be built just for me.
Dude, we could buy this place. And you know what? Like, one of the rooms, we just turn it into our own home studio.
Pretty much. We'll just do everything from there.
We just do the show from there.
Where is it at? Colorado, you said?
That would be so awesome.
Is it Colorado?
Yeah, it's in Colorado.
Yeah.
It's about 30 minutes outside of Denver.
Thunder Ridge.
Or was it Boulder? I don't know, but it's beautiful. But it's cool. Like, you know what? I like it here. We don't even open the windows here. That's how beautiful it
We
is
have a
inside.
no-car garage.
Yeah.
The Riot, not everyone's a fan.
I wonder whose idea this was.
Radio U.
So off air, Nikki and I have been talking about something that I feel like we need to do. We need to have Riot coffee.
Do you think anybody would you guys want that?
Would you guys buy a Riot blend of coffee?
Now, what were we thinking for the blend?
Think about this, all right? For the flavors, I want a dark chocolate mint flavor.
Even if it wasn't Christmas time, do you like that outside of it?
Yeah, absolutely. Like a good mint coffee would be wonderful. And then we were thinking that it would be, we would call it, how did we say it? Some people call
it'd be a bitter coffee. A little bitter.
the Riot Bitter Blend.
Well,
Some call it bitter. We call it real.
It'd be realistic.
No, that's okay.
It's
That's
a
what
realistic
it was.
coffee.
The name of the blend would be realistic. And then some call it bitter. We call it real.
I think we could do it. I would kind of like a little vanilla in it. That's still my flavor that I like. Would vanilla mint work well, or would that be odd?
Nikki, let me tell you something. I'm not against it.
Or we have a whole line of coffee. So we're not just going to stop with one. Because I like a decaf still. So maybe mine's a vanilla decaf and yours is all in.
I mean, I think we have to start somewhere.
Sure.
So, I mean, I would be okay
You want to test the waters?
Well, I'll tell you what. I think that we probably... I mean, I don't know this, but it seems to me that vanilla would probably be a faster seller than mint.
I don't know. The peppermint one does well.
Yeah, so I mean, like I could go either. Well, you know what? Maybe we just have an Obi bag and a Nikki bag.
Oh, good. And see which one sells the most.
Oh, let's not make it a race.
It's a competition.
I'm going to lose.
No, you're not. You always win. In Riot stuff.
Are you sure about that?
Yes, absolutely.
Let's see. Christy says, yes, Riot coffee, please. Scott says I'd
vanilla,
buy it.
Yes. She says
vanilla. Okay. All right. Could be a fundraiser for Radio U. Izzy says I'm on board with Riot Coffee. All right. We just sold 3 bags.
Scott said I'd buy it. That'd be great. So thank you for texting. Just put a yes or a no and maybe what flavor you think we should do.
Like if we could have a flavor, what flavor would you want it to be?
Be a good idea. We'll maybe work on that in January.
That'd be kind of cool, right?
And is there any coffee places who want to make it? Just baby steps. We got to find everything.
It would be pretty cool.
We got to work on that.
I think it would be awesome.
How big do you think you would do it for an order? Like, here's 100 bags.
I don't know. Because, okay, the other thing about it is that you can't...
And we can't drink our own stash, all right? All the time. We just
shut your mouth.
We can't drink it all. We have
Listen,
to
the
sell
only reason I'm even doing this is so we've got our own coffee. I don't want to hear about it.
No one else here can drink it.
I do not want to hear about it.
It's our show's coffee. You're not allowed to have it.
Show's coffee, get out!
So if you want that, just text a yes. This is going to be a small market research thing right now.
Yeah, we just want to hear about it.
Just send it to 8772 Radio U, and that could work.
Let's see. Jake says there's room on my bridge for Riot Coffee.
I see what you did there, Jake. Thank you for texting. There's another bag if we made it.
Let's go home and drink coffee and watch Star Trek.
And what we can do is you and I would have to go to the place who's going to make our coffee blend for us and do testings and like tasting. We want to make sure we pick the perfect blend.
I don't know who said this, but Obadiah Bold Blend.
Oh, Obi Bold.
No, but remember, Nikki, you didn't want bold.
I don't drink coffee like that.
No. I'm just thinking about the Jen Ledger song. You're like, hey,
I want to be in between.
Nikki's Corner Blend.
I'm pretty quiet, that sort of thing. Consuelo said yes, vanilla hazelnut is always a great seller. I would like that sort of flavor.
Yeah, okay, vanilla hazelnut. I just went through a bag of hazelnut, and I'll have to say, like, I don't dislike hazelnut, but I don't like it as much as I thought I did.
Sure.
I I think I would rather. I'm with Beth here. She says, heck yes, peppermint.
What's the one flavor where it's also like the taste of that poison? Is it arsenic? And then I always with coffee was like, well, you can't drink that one because what if that flavor?
What if they don't kill you?
Is it hazelnut or is it something else? It's some sort of nut flavor.
Let's see, Matt. Riot Coffee, Obi. It's like a punch in the mouth. The Obi roast is like a punch in the mouth. Corey says, I'm going to blend in. Yes to mint. Yes to coffee. Maybe cinnamon toast, says Tyler.
Great idea, Tyler.
Because it's coffee, Nikki. It's okay to get high on your own supply.
Just want to make sure we didn't drink all of our own.
Let's see. Jeff says you can't have coffee. We're going to run out in a year. But what a year, Jeff.
But we could go out with a bang.
Nick says maple bacon.
Ooh, good.
Yeah, but the
we
thing
want
is,
to
like,
start simpler than that before we get to the gourmet blends.
We want to get as many people to buy it as possible so that Nikki and I don't have to work anymore.
This could be what really takes off.
We want to be
This
coffee.
is how we retire.
We want to be coffee billionaires, okay? And I don't want to start at we made $100. I want to go straight to the billions.
Megan said yes, both flavors sound good. If it's Riot Coffee, both Obi and Nikki need to be represented.
That's fair.
That's a great call.
That's fair.
Thanks for listening to the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Oh no, I missed it. Do it again.
You can hear us live every day on the Radio U network through the Radio U app or at riot.radiou.com.
I gotta have a Pringle, man.